I literally filmed this entire video and I love how it turned out, except the audio was echoing. So I have to do this all over again. Thankfully, I wrote an important thing down and it became so I don't have to worry too much about it. So basically, I watched the movie Sound of Freedom on Monday and Tuesday, and ever since it made over $49 million in the box office since Tuesday. So I'm glad that a lot of people are watching this film. A lot of people are talking about the fact that they sat down all the way watching this film because in some theaters the ACs were broken. A lot of theaters were showing the film but in a glitching way, and also the lights were on, the fire alarm was on, and a lot of that things that happen when this film, and that because a lot of people who are against this film are against the truth, and they don't want us to be aware of the dangers of children being stolen or missing or sold, and it's very upsetting that this film had to be delayed for since 5 years ago or so. And there's a lot of things about the film that is very important to highlight, and it's the start of us finally waking up and being aware that there's a lot of important things about this topic that needs to be addressed, and it's something that needs to be watched. This film is actually very heavy and very impactful, and in a way that you would never imagine unless you watch the film. This film is very heavy and impactful in a way that you will not understand unless you choose to watch the film. And I'm glad a lot of people will keep on watching this film, and it's actually doing better in the box office compared to everything else, because it's not, the other films aren't, spreading important messages like this. So it's nice to see things, nice to see the film gain the recognition it deserves by the people who are choosing to watch this. So I'm going to share 2 videos today about people talking about this film. Let's watch the first one right now.
Did I miss something? Because I thought we all agreed that no matter what your political affiliation is, whether you're far left, far right, nothing, nada, that human is wrong. And especially the of children. Because we're humans. And it's wrong to sell humans. And I thought we'd all be able to say if someone disagreed with that, we'd look at them and be like, you're a soulless demon. And it's not really about politics, it's just wrong. But I'm seeing that there's controversy over this film Sound of Freedom that I happened to see. And it's a movie highlighting the experience of someone who's helping solve this terrible, god-awful problem. But there's all this controversy. It's not a conspiracy. It's sickeningly real. And shame on anyone who tries to make it political. Shame on you, Hollywood. Shame on any politician who hasn't brought light to the problem. Shame on the people who know there's a problem, who have a platform, and don't use their platform to stand up against it. There's gotta be a disconnect, because the math ain't mathin'.
It really isn't, and I'm saying how she's right. It is actually real, and it's the world we live in, and we have to be aware of our surroundings and become more understanding of that the problem is very serious, and it happens in broad daylight too, not just at night. And it's upsetting that this film is being ignored by people who have the opportunity to share something about it, and yet they choose to tune away because they don't want anything to change, and also the politicians don't want to be aware of any of this because they like to focus on themselves. Yeah, what a shame. So this next guy, I would like this video. It's a little bit longer than the other one, but it's very important. I'll talk more about it and then.
Look, whether you're a parent or you're somebody that has younger siblings or you got nephews, nieces, or you're just concerned about the direction America's going to, you have to go watch the movie Sound of Freedom. We were in Bahamas and we couldn't find a movie in any theater. And then finally we found a spot we put the kids in the other room to watch Indiana Jones, and then we sat there ourselves and a few others. And from the beginning of the movie, you're going to feel the pain, the rage. There's going to be so many unique emotions you're going to have with the opening scene on what happens to the brother and sister and the father. And you're going to say, that's real. Then when you see the statistics, 22 million new child pornography pictures uploaded on the internet just in the last year, a 5,000% increase in the last 5 years. And the whole concept about the fact that this is a $150 billion a year industry, like $150 billion a year industry, it says you sell cocaine one time, but you can sell a child 5 to 10 times a day for 10 years. Look how profitable that is. And just last year, 2 million kids were taken for human trafficking. Just this year, in the last 12 months. I applaud the guys who funded the movie. I know there was a crowdsourcing way of getting the money. Obviously, Jim Caviezel was the right guy for this. Tim Ballard being the story of it, behind it. Everybody has to go watch it. And the most interesting thing about it was who bashed the movie. Just watch the critics on how they're bashing the movie. Oh, this was just a cute, right? Like, what? What? What part of the message has to do with that? The stats are being given from the federal government, and you're not defending people having to watch this to see what's going on to protect their kids? Very weird. Who recommends you go and watching this movie and who bashes the movie? All I need to know is if you bash watching this movie, it says a lot about you. And those who support going and watching the movie, it also says a lot about you. All I'm saying to you is go watch the movie. Spend 2 hours. At the end, not going to tell you what Jim says, but if you know, you know. Go watch the movie and see what Jim Caviezel says. At the end of the movie, don't walk out like many of us do. Stick around. 3 minutes after the movie ends, he gives a 3-minute message that you have to hear. So anyways, part that I'm excited about, as weird as this sounds, is the fact that there are more people in the media industry that are financing movies like this, that are talking about movies like this, that are not afraid to produce things like this. And we're learning. People are getting exposed. You gotta love what the media industry is capable of doing when it's held by right people, funded by those who are concerned about it. And that's why I'm confident, because I think more and more people are waking up, finding each other and saying, this is a fight I'm willing to fight for. It's worth fighting for. So anyways, long story short, go watch the movie. You are going to be disturbed, but it's a good kind of disturbed that we all need to be. Only the paranoid survive. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Excellent points made all around, and it's a experience that needs to be part of your life, and it's educational in a way that is about the truth that's hidden in plain sight, and that's very important to understand and to learn from watching this film. It's very important to understand that there's a lot of people who, some theaters, that the AC saw off the screen not glitching, and some theaters say that the theater is sold out, but then I saw a video of only one person in the theater, and she was the only one there watching it, so it's much of confusion there, and yeah, it's weird how that is. In that guy's video, a lady named Diane commented saying, I'm in Canada and it's not yet available to government censoring what Canadians can see, and someone replied, wow, that goes to show exactly what's going on. So there's like countries like Canada who are censoring important stuff like this, and most likely the countries that are censoring movies like this, or this movie in particular, the dangerous stuff involving children happen in those countries as well, and over the world. So I wrote down something, and that I want to say. This is what I wrote down about this film. I watched The Sound of Freedom on Monday afternoon because I wanted to learn about the message of that film had, and I never seen a film that carried so much strength, heart, and passion like no other. I'm someone who doesn't have children, Yet I chose to watch Sound of Freedom because I care about the innocent children who are meant to live a beautiful life. I chose to watch this film, and thankfully I had no problem with watching the film. I'm glad I watched the film. And the thing is, but we shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to say anything about me not being able to watch the film. Basically, in the film is supposed to be watched and not messed with when watching it in theaters. And there are so many theaters and companies who are purposefully sabotaging the film during the showings to have people walk out, and that's something beyond me. I wonder why the perfect politicians are turning away from a film that contains a message of protecting children from dangerous people in the world. They see ways to profit themselves from children and get taken and sold in from vicious people. In my opinion, they have the, I believe that they have the compassion, empathy for the parents and guardians, yet they choose not to, and it's, I'm saying, because they're heartless, just as the people who take the children from their families and they rob them in broad daylight. The critics are hating that the Sound of Freedom is dominating in the box office, not because the other films are failing in theaters, but because they hate that people are staying in their seats and watching the truth. The corrupt, wealthy folks who support the idea of profiting of children being stolen and sold are pure evil. It makes me wonder, what else are they doing? What else are they afraid of us knowing? How deep are their greedy pockets and how much they want us to avoid the insiders? And so before I read this next part, I'm going to mention that I'm known for being observant. So this is an example for myself. This film shows the reality and actuality that people such as myself who are observant and always are aware of our surroundings have tunnel vision, meaning that there are dangerous things happen right in front of us at plain sight, such as in the movie the scene where the children are inside the cargoes. Yeah, there's a lot of things we look at but we don't really see. In Hollywood, so many celebrities are talking about all the movies in Hollywood and showing support, except for this film. I wonder why. I wonder why they're not trying to care about children who are missing, especially when those celebrities or influencers are allies by young children and who actually support their films, watch their shows, buy the merchandise birds, pay for subscriptions to watch the shows they're in, or etc. For example, they are choosing to know, expressing awareness for Sound of Freedom and what it stands for. I'm a small content creator, and I'm spreading the word with this veil, and I believe I've done more than what the Hollywood folks will ever do, and that's honestly sad. It says a lot about them, clear as day. And I'm not being hateful here. I'm only saying the facts. I care for children because they are meant to be cared for. I'm thankful for people like Tim Ballard who went above and beyond to help families become reunited, and I'm thankful for people who like Tim and Jim Caviezel who made this film possible and put in the effort to make sure this film was being seen. I'm thankful for this film being made, and people sat down and watched this film all the way without leaving their seat, and I applaud them for that. This film is educational and emotional, and I'm proud that I made the choice to go see this in theaters, and I highly recommend you watch it as well if you can handle the heavy tone it contains. People make it seem like a controversial movies out to get them. It shouldn't be a debate of a movie that exists. Of the main whole point of its existence is spread awareness about the possibilities of children never being back in their beds at night and being with their loved ones again. Please watch this movie, and in life, please be aware of your surroundings, and these are young, innocent children, and they're not objects. They are fragile, and more importantly, children belong with their individual parents or legal guardians, and deserve to be left alone. And in the past, and they're never supposed to be. In the present, they're not supposed to be, and in the future, they should never ever be for sale for any profitable reason, ever, point blank. That's my message. I have this video saved up, so if YouTube takes it down, I'd post it on Twitter and on Facebook, or I'd upload it again. If they take my channel down, I'll make another one, and I'll keep going. These are important. This is something important to spread awareness on. Take care, bye. Let me know if you watched the film. Let me know if you watched it more than once. Let me know if everything happened in your theater. Let me know if you know anyone who's using the platform for good. Let me know if what you really feel about this movie, if you're a parent or if you're not. Take care, bye.